Well, coming to you live from an undisclosed location deep in the heart of American flyover country. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, under the radar, but over the top today, looking at first found archaeological evidence in England of burning dead bodies to keep them from rising. Ladies and gentlemen, interesting stuff. Never a dull moment here with the Christian whistleblower. And I hope that you'll find this one to be interesting to you as well. And I hope that you'll find this one to be something that you can put in your peace pipe and smoke, so to speak. I've talked over the past couple of weeks about the Lich. The Lich is a supernatural creature which was dead but has been brought back to life by supernatural means. A Lich is often a king trying to gain eternal life. And a Lich very often has many hordes of people that it rules over. So we have speculated, and I think very correctly so, that Plastic Jesus is a Lich. We've asked if the faux apostle, the false apostle Paul, could possibly be a Lich. And I've taken some heat about saying, oh, it's all conjecture and you never know and it's not real and nobody would ever believe this. Well, I've shown you the scriptures for it. I've shown you the definitions. I've shown you what is going on as far as the text goes. And now we have, as Tracy Dyer makes a funny in the chat room, we now have some archaeological evidence to point to, ladies and gentlemen. And I cannot remember which one of my great subscribers emailed this to me, but I'm very much in thanks to you for doing so. And here's the article. And the article simply states that found, I'm trying to make this bigger without any success. There we go. Found first evidence in England of burning dead bodies to keep them from rising. This picture, you can't really see it very well, is a bone that has scoring marks on it where it's been, obviously the flesh that was on it has been chopped and hacked. So the idea is that hundreds of years ago in North Yorkshire, England, there was a small village called Warren-Persey. There were two rows of houses, one shorter than the other, a church, a churchyard. They've long disappeared. The village has been abandoned. And the evidence that they found, ladies and gentlemen, in this small little picturesque English countryside was a pretty big shock, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1960s archaeologists who excavated the village. And they found a very, very strange cache, if you will, of human bones. The bones were buried outside the churchyard. Very much anomalous. Near the end of one row of the buildings, there were 137 bones in the excavated pit, belonging to at least 10 people, some of them as young as 30, some of them as old as 50 years old. For many years, no one really knew what to make of the bones, but now a team of archaeologists from historic England and the University of Southampton have published a brand new theory. And their theory is this, ladies and gentlemen, that these bodies were burned and mutilated after death to keep them from becoming reanimated corpses. And this isn't the Christian whistleblower. This isn't some other crazy YouTube enthusiast. This is a study published in the Journal of Archaeological Science. And these archaeologists have examined burn marks. They've examined cut marks. They've examined the cranial bones. They've examined bones that look like they came mostly from the upper body. And they have determined that these cuts were made by knives rather than chop marks, and that most, if not all, of the corpses were decapitated, ladies and gentlemen. These marks were not consistent with battle. These marks were not consistent with any type of a known death. So what in the heck was going on here? What in the name of plastic lich? What in the name of lich Jesus was going on here? Well, the archaeologists decided there were two possible theories. Number one was cannibalism. Or number two, they were mutilating these bodies to keep them in their graves. They've decided that the marks were not consistent with cannibalism, leaving them with a conviction that these marks were made by people trying to keep revenants or walking corpses from making their nightly rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not something that was dreamt up by the Christian whistleblower. There was a belief that was widespread in medieval and northwest Europe that revenants, people that would rise from the dead and walk, were malevolent, spread disease, and physically assaulted the living. Reanimation was a result of lingering life force in those who were malignant, those who were evil, and they were able to project their life force to get them past the death experience and into a sudden life experience and be able to walk and move and do dastardly things. People believed the walking dead would resort to mutilation. So they said the way to stop these walking dead was to mutilate them, burn them, and cut their heads off. The belief was that these corpses could only reanimate for a short time. So this was a way of making sure they were dead, and that if they did rise, they would not be able to locomote on their own, ladies and gentlemen. Very powerful, very interesting. And these archaeologists say, if we're right, this is the first good archaeological evidence we have for the belief of the walking dead. And of course, that would be, ladies and gentlemen, defined as a lich. A lich. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe I'm not as crazy as you think I am. Maybe I'm not as silly as you think I am. And maybe when we bring you things from the text and we bring you things from the first century Judaic era, maybe it's worth considering. Maybe we've got some things going on, and maybe all the studying that we do is maybe crazy, but perhaps crazy like a fox. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go about the lich. Somebody says that Hillary Clinton could have been a lich, is a lich. Kind of hard to argue against that one. Many people have said that the Clintons are both dead. Are they cloned? Are they liches? You know, I was going to do and I threw all these out, I think. And boy, this would have been a nice time to show them. I think I threw all these out. Let me just double check. I did throw them all out. I had this collection of photographs of people that we would know that looked for all the world like the living dead. I had Clintons, I had Soros, Kissinger, Pelosi, several others that you would recognize. But alas, I have thrown those out. They are no longer in my deleted folder, nor are they in the curious Apple recently deleted folder. Why do you think you have a recently deleted folder? If I deleted it, I want it to be gone. But anyway, just one of my problems with Apple. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. The lich, more than just biblical, more than just first century thought. Very possible much later than that, people were still thinking and believing in liches. So there you go. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. We'll have some more podcast excellence for you later today. I hope that you continue to guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru. Folks, I can bring you the information. I can't make you think. I can bring you to the water, but I cannot make you drink. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you and you alone to unindoctrinate yourself.